expelled from home, rejected, and alone the young woman who found unexpected redemption. Sometimes, life pushes us into chasms that seem impossible to escape. Anyone who has faced rejection or felt the painful weight of being treated as a burden knows how devastating it is to feel invisible. This is the inspiring story of Mariana, a young woman who lived at the end of the 19th century in a rural Brazil undergoing transformation, where inequalities were glaring and inescapable. What seemed at first like sheer tragedy, losing her mother, being rejected by her father, and wandering alone along dusty roads became the starting point of a moving story of resilience, true love, and faith. What you will discover here is not just a historical romance, but also a profound life lesson about forgiveness and new beginnings, about inner strength and hope. And perhaps, in Mariana's journey, you will see a reflection of your own ability to transform pain into triumph. The late 19th century was a turbulent period in Brazil. The nation was moving away from the shadows of slavery and beginning to adapt to wage labor, while the countryside remained dominated by powerful landowners or colonels and rigid traditions. It was in this setting that Mariana was born, a 21-year-old young woman who carried a challenge from birth, a leg disability that forced her to walk with the aid of a crutch. Yet her inner strength was always greater than any physical limitation. Life, however, spared her no deep pain. When tuberculosis claimed her mother, the only source of tenderness in her home vanished. She was left only with her father, Joaquim. After her mother's funeral, Mariana's world collapsed completely. Joaquim, hardened by bitterness, expelled his own daughter as if sweeping away a nuisance. With nowhere to go, Mariana picked up her crutch and walked down the dirt road, carrying only the clothes on her back and a heart heavy with sorrow. This was the beginning of a solitary journey, marked by rejection, but also by the first steps toward an inspiring story of resilience. In the days that followed, she faced closed doors as she sought work. With each refusal, the weight of exclusion grew heavier. When hunger tightened its grip, the only option was to beg in the town's square, a gesture that cost her more than just dignity. Yet even at rock bottom, Mariana carried a quiet flame of faith and hope within her. That humiliation would not be her final chapter, but merely a turning point that destiny had prepared. Her father was a harsh, unfeeling man, incapable of showing affection. His rejection went beyond her disability. Yet it was precisely from this mixture of pain and hope that a moving story would emerge, a story marked by faith, hope, and the promise of historical romance that would forever change her life. It was on a dusty, sun-scorched afternoon that Mariana's fate took a new turn. Dragging herself along the road, leaning heavily on her crutch and nearly depleted of strength, she encountered Colonel Antonio, an experienced man with a steady gaze but a sensitive heart. He saw not just the young woman's disability, but an inner strength that few possessed. Moved by something greater, he decided to take her to Fazenda Santa Rita, opening the first door of care and shelter in her life. Upon arrival, Mariana met resistance. Dona Carmen, the colonel's wife, greeted her with cautious suspicion, as if silently asking, "Does she deserve to be here?" But slowly, that first gesture offering a hot meal, a bath, and clean clothes became an unexpected embrace. It was there that Mariana began to experience something that had once seemed distant, a chance for a fresh start. And this was only the beginning of a moving story guided by true love and forgiveness. In her first days at Fazenda Santa Rita, Mariana felt like someone learning a new language. Everything was strange. Yet gradually she found her place. With her calm and dedicated nature, she revealed unexpected talents, reading and writing clearly, embroidering with finesse, and joyfully helping in the kitchen. Soon, she even began teaching the children of the farm to read, a simple gesture that highlighted her inner strength and inspired admiration from all who observed her. The respect and trust of Antonio and Carmen came naturally. Mariana, once seen as a burden to the family, was now considered valuable and even essential to the household. Yet, when night fell and silence descended, her heart still bled. Memories of her father's rejection lingered stubbornly, an open wound that continued to ache. But it was also that very pain that drove her forward, nurturing belief in forgiveness and new beginnings. Fate, always full of surprises, brought Rafael to Fazenda Santa Rita in an unexpected way, a merchant wounded by bandits. He arrived weakened, relying on the generosity of strangers. Mariana, with her empathetic heart, dedicated herself to caring for him with attention and affection, demonstrating that her inner strength extended far beyond daily tasks, encompassing compassion for others as well. Over time, Raphael began to see beyond Mariana's disability. He admired her courage, her dedication, and above all, the kindness that radiated from her every gesture. A genuine friendship blossomed, accompanied by admiration and gradually, affection. That subtle yet intense connection laid the foundation for a true love that would transform both their lives and mark a new chapter in Mariana's inspiring story. Conversations about dreams, fears, and future plans became routine between Mariana and Raphael. Each word exchange revealed a story of resilience and quiet faith in life. Raphael saw in Mariana not her physical limitation, but her intelligence, her inner strength, and the generous heart that only true love can recognize. Colonel Antonio, perceptive and experienced, noticed the growing bond between them and, with a discreet smile, approved the budding sentiment. Then, in a moment brimming with emotion, Raphael declared his love and asked Mariana to marry him. It was the acknowledgement of a moving story proving that, even after loss and rejection, life always offers opportunity for new beginnings and genuine happiness. The ceremony was simple but full of emotion, held in the small chapel on the farm. Close friends and family witnessed the true love that had blossomed between Mariana and Raphael. Every glance, every gesture, told a story of resilience and faith in second chances, proving that even in the face of adversity, inner strength always finds a way. After the wedding, Mariana took an active role in the fabric business alongside Raphael. She demonstrated talent in management, negotiation, and creativity, earning recognition not only socially but personally as well. The young woman, once rejected and humiliated, now lived a full life, marked by independence, dedication, and love, showing that every challenge overcome becomes an opportunity for growth. Over the years, Mariana and Raphael built a loving, solid family. The birth of their children, Eduardo and Helena, brought joy and fulfillment to Mariana, who could now experience motherhood to its fullest. Every moment shared with her family strengthened bonds and transformed the farm into a true home, where faith, hope, and true love were the foundations. Alongside Colonel Antonio and Dona Carmen, Mariana learned that family goes far beyond blood ties. Respect, understanding, and mutual care created a harmonious and safe environment, where every obstacle was overcome with unity and courage. This period solidified Mariana's inspiring story, showing that life rewards those who persevere and believe in the power of forgiveness and new beginnings. Years later, news of Joaquin's lonely death reached Mariana, a man who never showed remorse. He left behind only the silence of his life. Instead of resentment, Mariana chose to visit her father's grave and, in a gesture of courage and inner strength, forgave him. This act not only liberated her heart, but also marked an important chapter of forgiveness and renewal in her moving story. By forgiving, Mariana realized that holding on to resentment would not change the past, but would prevent her own happiness. It was a moment of reflection on true love and overcoming hardship, where faith and hope intertwined, reinforcing that every emotional scar could become a lesson, and life always offers a chance for rebuilding and inner peace. Looking at her life and recognizing her transformation was a gift Mariana learned to cherish. The young woman who had once been rejected, humiliated, and alone now understood that true victory was not just overcoming physical limitations, but in loving, forgiving, and beginning anew. Every challenge she overcame became a lesson in inner strength, faith, and hope, proving that fresh starts are always possible. Her inspiring story reminds us that life is full of ups and downs, but overcoming difficulty strengthens us in ways we never imagined. Mariana teaches us that even after pain and rejection, we can build strong relationships, experience true love, and find complete happiness. Her journey becomes an invitation to believe in ourselves and in our ability to rewrite our own destiny. Have you ever stopped to think about how many times you've let fear or rejection control your life? Mariana's story shows us that even in the face of the greatest hardships, it's possible to find true love, inner strength, and the faith to start anew. Why not reflect on your own wounds and ask yourself, what can I forgive today to make room for happiness? And if you felt inspired by her journey of resilience, why not apply these lessons in your own life? Start today, even with small steps, cultivating empathy, courage, and hope. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and follow more moving stories that will inspire you to transform challenges into opportunities and write your own story of renewal